A call to Muslims for awareness of their civil and legal rights and a protest when necessary. This from an Islamic civil rights group. The Council on American Islamic Relations has issued guidelines against discrimination for American Muslims traveling this month to perform their pilgrimage to Mecca, but not everyone agrees with the Council's recommendation. To discuss both sides of this issue, we have Nasser Beydoun, the chairman of the American Arab Chamber of Commerce, and Zuhdi Jasser, the chairman of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, both of them joining me this morning. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
Good morning.
And Zuhdi, I'm going to begin with you. Your views on this issue. What kind of message might a call like this send?
You know, I think it's only going to drive a wedge in our cultural cohesion. I mean, to exploit what is really the most sacred time for Muslims right now, which is our Hajj, and preempt victimization. I think, you know, Americans are savvy. They see that these organizations have a passion for victimization, but when it comes to prioritizing an agenda against terrorism, an agenda against political Islam and Islamism, there's no passion. So I think they're using up our bandwidth for their own agenda and exploiting what is a sacred time to really drive deeper wedges in our cultural cohesion.
Okay, so Nasser, why do you believe it's important for Muslims to speak out on this issue? And can you at all see maybe the politicization of this, as Zuhdi is referring to?
No, I don't. I think that there is actually, you know, a form of discrimination happening against Arab Americans and Muslims. I think this war on terrorism has become a new McCarthyism against the community. And the only way that we can fight this is to be able to understand it, to know what's happening, and to be able to document it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with CAIR's call.
Okay, how about this though, Nasser? Do you think this might make airline officials and passengers a bit less inclined to investigate or report any suspicious behavior because they're going to be afraid of lawsuits and protests and all that comes with it? I mean, does this become a safety concern?
No, I think that there's a need for safety and a need to be vigilant, but I also think that there's a need to protect the civil rights of Muslims and Arab Americans in the United States.
How about this, Zuhdi? If people become afraid to complain, do you think terrorists might be more easily able to get on a plane?
Well, you know, that's the thing is what's this strategy? Nobody is saying that our civil rights aren't important and that the Constitution needs to be upheld. But right now, the front line in the war on terror is airlines and the gates. And, you know, on the heels of this Imam fiasco that happened traveling here to Phoenix, they're really not using the bandwidth. There's only a certain amount of attention span Americans have to Islam and Muslims. And for us to soak it up with this constant focus on even victimization before it's happened and the drumbeats of McCarthyism, and there's really little evidence to demonstrate that. Now, I'm not saying that Islamophobia is not growing, but how do we address that? How do we change the agenda? And how do we change perception? We do that. We do that by showing the American public that our first 1, 2, and 3 priorities are anti-terrorism and anti-Islamism.
Do you at all fear, Zuhdi, that terrorists might use this fear to carry out attacks?
Well, you know, that's the issue, is that what are our responsibilities? Certainly civil rights are important, but if we start making the atmosphere in travel such that the TSA and other agencies that need to protect us are going to be afraid of new legislation that is going to do quotas and other things, you know, I am worried as a traveler. I have family going to Hajj, and I want them to be safe. I don't want them to be part of some type of grand scheme to increase reporting so that these activist organizations can have more, you know, notches in their civil rights belt. And
Nasser, as you look ahead, do you anticipate getting an increased number of complaints? Is that what you think is going to happen in the coming weeks?
I don't know if it's going to increase. I don't know if it's going to decrease, but we should be able to document it. And I can't, you know, I really
Is it
have
not documented now?
No, I mean, there's an organization that's telling people, if you are victimized, please let us know. And I really can't understand the logic that your guest is, you know, if you give up your liberties for security, you're not going to achieve either. So we're not willing to give up our liberties, but we will fight for security. And the facts speak for themselves. There has never been an Arab American or Muslim American convicted of committing a terrorist crime in the United States. Let's get... the best way to fight this is to educate the American people about the facts. And the facts speak clearly for themselves.
All right, Nasser Beydoun and Zuhdi Jasser, I want to thank both of you for being with me. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.